Yo, we're back. We're back. We're back. Give me 1 second. We're back. I want to make sure the audio is working. Because I don't know, man. My computer would be. Uh, okay. We're back. Everything's working fine. Guys, if you have not done so already, please make sure you subscribe to Cal Culture Radio. Remember the link pinned on top of the chat. Also, the community tab. And also in my bio. We go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. With my good man Prince, I came, my good man New Join Era. Hope you see you there. We're going live tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Hope to see you there. Man, we had a dope conversation yesterday, man. Really, really dope conversation. And not only that, but today we drop a reaction video of the Florida rapper who is accused of murdering Elena Sims. So if you have a chance, just please go over there and check it out. It's in my community tab and also the link above you. So go ahead and check it out. So this one right here, of course, this one right here, I'm definitely gonna talk about with Lamar Johnson and the simple fact he spent literally close to 30 years in prison of a crime he didn't even commit. Yes. And not only that, but this case was so severe that I literally went and did research on how many black men are convicted of crimes they didn't commit. So out of what our population now is 13%. Out of the 13%, 53% of black men are in prison. No, sorry, are literally come out of prison. 53% of them come out of prison literally exonerated. So half of the population, half of the population of men that's in the prison system, half of them are innocent and they ready to get exonerated. Out of all the people in the prison, 53% of them literally about it's crazy. Like when you look at the numbers of how many black men get convicted and how many black men get exonerated, it's 53%. It literally bothered my mind when I really did a research on that, and it's like, wow, how many men are literally being convicted of crime that they didn't even commit? It's crazy. It's crazy. So of course I got the audio. So give me a second. I don't want to make sure the audio is working here as well. So let me make sure because I always want to double check. Yep, it's good. So let's play the audio. Shop the latest Tudor collections at Mayors.
Well, after spending nearly 30 years behind bars, Lamar Johnson is a free man tonight. A judge has overturned Johnson's murder conviction. Fox 2's Kelly Hoskins is downtown, where Johnson walked out of the St. Louis courthouse this afternoon.
49-year-old Lamar Johnson walked out of the courtroom today with tears of joy after Judge David Mason vacated his murder conviction. Lamar Johnson entered the courtroom Tuesday afternoon hoping his prayers would be answered after spending nearly 30 years behind bars. Johnson was wrongly convicted in 1995 for killing Marcus Boyd. Johnson has always maintained his innocence. A 5-day hearing took place in December to determine if Johnson's life sentence should be overturned. And the case started getting national attention after the Circuit Attorney's Conviction Integrity Unit published a report in 2019 outlining the claims for Johnson's innocence. The only person to identify him as the murderer recanted his testimony, and 2 other men also came forward and admitted to Boyd's murder. Back in December, the lead detective in the case testified there was no physical evidence that connects Johnson to the crime. The Attorney General's office said the new evidence was not credible. However, late Tuesday afternoon, Judge David Mason gave brief remarks, signed paperwork, and officially vacated Johnson's murder conviction.
It is hereby ordered that the motion of the Circuit Attorney of the 22nd Judicial Circuit filed herein for the benefit of Lamar Johnson is granted. The conviction of Lamar Johnson In state v. Lamar Johnson, calls 22941-37068. It shall be set aside and held for naught.
This is an amazing day that we show that the city of St. Louis and the state of Missouri is about justice and not defending the finality of a conviction. And I would love for Mr. Lamar Johnson to spend time with his family and to live life. So thank you. Following the decision, Lamar Johnson gave brief remarks and thanked those who supported him through the years. He also thanked Judge David Mason for overturning the conviction. Reporting in downtown St. Louis, I'm Kelly Hoskins.
Now, when it comes to the simple fact of black men they say black men are 7 times likely to go to prison of crime they didn't commit. That's why later down the line, when they do get exonerated, they still come out with nothing. But the situation we're having with Lamar Johnson is the simple fact that the state know what they have done was wrong, so he will be exonerated. I think if I'm not mistaken, like $140K. And so that will get him back into his living expenses, have a car, and not only that, but the state will also help him with employment, because remember, he was locked up for pretty much 30 years for they say, quote unquote, allegedly for the murder of Marcus Boyd. But the thing with the situation with Marcus Boyd, even when you look at the record, because I actually read the story, that he literally with his baby mama, he stepped out for 5 minutes, and after he came out for 5 minutes, I want to say Marcus Boyd was shot to death. Now, the thing is with Lamar Johnson admitted to that the simple fact that he wasn't in the game, and at the time he was selling drugs. So, mind you, the time he was locked up was in 1994. He was only 20 years old. So now he's an older man. Now I think he's 49 years old. So he pretty much spent most of his pretty much his adulthood in prison. So him coming out to this new world, he might feel unusual because he's spent his whole life in prison. But a lot of black men are dealing with this today. A lot of black men are in prison for a crime that they did not commit. Because remember, literally when a judge sees a black man, not all, but majority of them see black men automatically as guilty, even though the simple fact that the case and the evidence say something otherwise. It's because the system itself is paying for black men to go to jail. It's paying for black men to go to prison. It's not paying to save black men like they do with their other counterparts. Because if you look at the data, you will see that white men are unlikely to have longer sentence rate than black men. A white man can do the same amount of crime, and especially violent crime. Some of them do get less sentence than the black man does. A white man can do the same crime that he done and get probably like 25 years. He does the crime and get 30 years. And that's why I say the system itself is biased. And that's something they have to change within the system. Hey, Sexy Red, I saw you over there on a little podcast. I'm about to go in there, but I was like, let me hurry up and do my live and let me get back to the little podcast. Little podcast always got something going on. Yeah, I was like, well, I saw a little podcast. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Exactly. I'm like, what's going on now? So I want to go back and see what's going on. But I was like, let me hurry up and do my normal 10 minutes. But now that on Red Lipstick, I'm excited about Sunday. We're gonna have a good old time with our panel. I'm gonna make sure I have my wine because we're about to get in. So guys, make sure you subscribe to Red Lipstick Vibe podcast, man. Man, she is dope. So, and we will be there. KR Culture Radio will be there this Sunday at 6:00 Eastern Time. You guys do not want to miss, especially with my wild personality and that keen low person, Lola Simone swag and Jordan, of course. So we gonna get in the bag. We're gonna have a good old time, and I'm gonna make sure here too, so people can see it too. Whoever's not subscribed to your channel, but I'm gonna try to force them to go over there and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm also gonna promote it tomorrow as well on the Chaos Culture. Hey, Red, it's kind of hard to torture me. I'm like straight up. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, you saw what I did last night. So the people missed it, but you saw what I did last night. Like I'm not censored at all. But I'm trying to be careful. I know YouTube, they got this new rule now that you can't curse too much. So I'm kind of working on that to use different words, because if I really want to give him a bag, they'll be like, yo, get in your bag. I'm going to get him a bag. Real talk. But the same thing with Lamar Johnson. Black man is always going to jail for some time with crimes that we didn't commit. So the only thing is we have to learn how to change the system. And the only way we could change the system is by, people say it's always voting. I don't think voting have anything to do with it. It's all about economic power. When more black people get more and more economic power, you'll be able to change things within the laws and also in the justice system. The justice system is straight up biased. Because what happened to this young man? Well, now he's an older man now, spending pretty much 30 years of his life in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Something's wrong within the system. That means the system has to change. Yeah. That's the only way the system will change. We have to get our money and our resources together, and then we will be able to change the system. Until then, black men are going to continue to go to jail for crime they didn't commit. They're going to continue to spend money on lawyers, and the lawyers still going to be biased because the lawyers know at the end of the day they want to keep you in there, because the more time they keep you in there, the more money fill up their pockets. But when I saw the statistics read, bro, that joint almost like brought me to tears. Like 7.5 men literally end up in jail for crime they did not commit. That's a very high number. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the thing with black people. We cannot stick together. It's something that we've been taught not to stick together. But, the only thing that could change is to us with our younger kids. Because our older generation, forget about it. They pretty much gave up. The newer generation, like my age, like 30 and up, they pretty much focus too much about the bag. They don't really care about the community anymore. It's the younger generation. Like the 10-year-old, the 12-year-old, the 6-year-old, they're the one that's going to change the future. Yes, we do. We got too much pride and ego. You don't see, like, that was it. You can even see it on these faces. There's men that they whole agenda is not to work with the other race. When I mean the other race, I mean they same race. They will not work with them. They're like, nope. So, and mind you, this is YouTube. And they want me to do that. So just imagine in the real world. Because this is just YouTube that want to work with you. So just imagine in the real world. So, but I don't have a mindset like that. I try to work within my race. I try to build up my race. I try to give my race information as much as I can. But at the same time, it's up to them. They're going to take the information, receive the information, and use the information. There's a difference between giving somebody the information, but are they be able to use the information that's been given? So my whole point is, I think men got to stay away from the jail system, stay away from the prison system, because you see they're extremely biased. As soon as you go to that courtroom, you might as well say, man, you might as well guilty. Now there's some time when men do beat the case, and I'm so excited, especially with them Ohio players and what happened with Lamar Johnson, stuff like that. I like to see that the system, know that they made a mistake, and they'll try their best to rebuild this man's life. But at the end of the day, this man, half of this man's decade was taken away from a crime he didn't commit. So just imagine him in a prison cell thinking about the thing that he thinks he did wrong when he didn't do anything wrong. It's just that it was a system that was biased towards him to mess up his mind psychologically. That man, at the end of the day, that man need to go get therapy, because that right there can have a turmoil on anybody. Because imagine me going to prison for a crime I didn't commit, that can mess up my whole mind. Mind you, with the gangsters, you with the grapists, you with all of those people, and you're not even supposed to be in there, that you didn't even do anything wrong. Now, one thing he do admit for doing wrong, he said he should have never been a gang member, and he should never sold drugs that night, because his kids grew up without him. So he said that's the only thing. If you read the article, it's a very touching article. Like he said, if anything he would get back, he said he would have never left that house that night. He would have stayed where he at. He should have never left that house that night. So that's the only thing. And what a story, man, for this guy Lamar. To me, I think his life is gonna probably be rebuilt slowly. I was also doing research. Remember, because he was in prison so long, he don't have a credit score, so he can't get a house. So the state is Missouri is gonna help him try to get an apartment. They say they're gonna help him get a car, and they're gonna also give him some money for the stuff they have done towards him. And that's why black men stay away from the prison system, man. It's not worth it, man. Put the gun down. Like, literally, put the gun down. Because if you want to see this story, man, go back, watch the story with Lamar Johnson. You'll see. You might spend the rest of your life in prison. And mind you, you might not never come out. So, man, thank you guys for tuning in. You know how we get down each and every day, man. Make sure you subscribe to Cal Culture Radio. Remember, we're going live tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Hope to see you there. You know how we get down. We over and out. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Ken Dog. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We over and out. Peace.